guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be on creating an effective resume with little to no work experience. You guys, I do promote entrepreneurship, but I'm not blind to the fact that a lot of times in order to start your dream or your business or to even become an entrepreneur, it takes money a lot of times. And so I understand that sometimes you do have to work until you're able to completely stop working and work full time for your business. Or you have people that love working their job and that are entrepreneurs at the same time. So I made a video probably a few weeks back about how you can be an entrepreneur and still be an employee through another business and some of the benefits with both. And so this video is going to help those that are maybe wanting to jumpstart their business but don't have the capital. And they're like, instead of just sitting here waiting, I'm going to actually get into the workforce. I'm going to start making money and I'm going to put that money and I'm going to invest that money back into my dream. So if you're someone that has little to no work experience, it can be for people of all ages, all backgrounds, whether you're coming right out of high school and you're like, I need a job, whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you've been out of the workforce for some years and you're like, I really don't know what to put on my resume. These are some ideas that can help you. So I'm not going to really go too in depth with certain templates and things like that. So I won't be showing you any template visuals in this video, but I will be going over some of the information that you can put inside of your resume to make sure that it is effective. So if you are interested, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. All right, you guys, so one of the things that you may want to incorporate when you are creating your resume is volunteer experience. If you have experience volunteering, that's going to be really helpful for employers. Employers are wanting to see the value that you can bring into their corporation, into their company, into their business. So seeing some of the skills that you've already shown in your volunteer roles will definitely help get through to some employers. I remember when I was searching for my first job, and I told you guys when I was younger, I got a job making really good money. And I was probably the youngest person there, but I did use a lot of experience that I had from volunteer work. I volunteered at the Red Cross, so I learned a lot from the Red Cross. I learned a lot from, answering calls, interacting with different people, safety practices. So I learned things that I took with me and I was able to actually use to get different job opportunities. So think back to whenever you volunteered, whether you volunteer for your children's school events, whenever they have different programs, whether you volunteer for your children's extracurricular activities, whether you volunteer in your church. Start really thinking about what you've done, what skills you've shown, and what skills you've learned in different roles. Don't always think, okay, I didn't have a job, so I don't know how to do anything. No, you do have skills, you do have experience. So make sure you're putting those experiences on your resume. That's definitely going to stand out to the majority of employers. The next thing that I want to go over is education. So whatever education that you have that is going to correlate with the role or position that you're applying for, is really great to use that on your resume too. Employers are wanting to look and see, are you qualified? What have you learned? What skills do you have? So I know when I was working at a credit union, I had an NMLS number. And so that was very helpful with getting different positions because I could put my NMLS number showing that I was trained in originating mortgage loans. Maybe you have training with some behavioral specialist training. Maybe you have training with diversity. Maybe you have training and experience in sales. Even if you weren't necessarily in those roles, in those paid roles, but you have training from it, make sure that you're using that on your resume too. You guys, when you're building a resume, when you're pretty much selling yourself, because that's what an interview is, that's what your resume is. It's selling on the benefits that you will bring to another company. And so the employer, the recruiter, they're looking at all of that. You want to make sure that you're training your mind, like I say in every video, to think positively, because a lot of times we don't look at ourselves like other people look at us. I was just having a conversation with my grandmother this morning, and we were talking about that. Sometimes we don't even recognize the value that we bring to others' lives. Sometimes we don't even recognize the value that we bring to other corporations, to other businesses. And so we really have to start telling ourselves the truth and looking at our skills for what they are. They're skills. So instead of just looking at the situation like, I haven't worked in 2 years, I haven't worked in 7 years, I've never worked, this will be my first job. Instead of looking at it like that, dig deep, become creative, and say, you know what, even though this may be my first job, even though this may be, my first time getting back into the workforce after this many years, I still do have experience and I'm still going to provide value by joining someone else's company. So let me explain why that is. So dig deep, sit back and think. If you have even led Sunday school, if you've had experience with teaching different children, even if it's teaching in, like I said, a church environment, even if it's teaching in a sports environment, use those experiences, dig deep, and find a way to bridge that connection between what you've learned and how you can also bring that value and those benefits to the company that you're applying for. So the third thing is going to be skills, but that pretty much relates to the training, the education that you'll put on your resume. It's in the same family. So what skills have you learned? If you're really, really good at typing, that's a skill that you want to make sure that you put on your resume. I know a lot of people look at that as, everyone can type. No, not everyone can type well and efficiently. And a lot of companies aren't looking necessarily for the fastest typer, but they're looking for the most efficient typer. So who can type with great speed and also good accuracy? That's what they're looking for. So if you know how to type well, if you've been on the computer a while, if you do a lot of research, if you just have experience with typing, I know a lot of times, we just have experience with being on computers. If that's an area that you're strong in, if that's one of your strong points, make sure that you list that on your resume too, especially if it's a job in like an office setting, data entry, or something along those lines. You want to make sure that you're explaining that to the employer through your resume. Other skills that you may have, you may really have a great skill at communication. You may be able to relate to different people. Being able to communicate and build relationships and rapport with different people, that's a skill. And so if you have that, like I said, look at that for what it is and don't discredit yourself. If you're good looking and finding different alternative ways to problems and solutions, those are all skills that you want to make sure that you put on your resume. Another thing that you may want to include are internships. What have you learned from that experience? What skills did you learn that you're able to bring into this next venture that you're applying for? So keep that in mind as well. You can also look to include your hobbies, things that are relevant to the position that you're applying for. So if your hobby is reading, does the role that you're going into require reading? Does it require you to pay attention to detail? Does it require you to be thorough? Are those things that fit into your hobby? If you read a lot, then yes, you're paying attention to detail, I assume. You're reading, you're able to interpret information. And it's not even just necessarily reading, but you're able to comprehend. And so you may want to put comprehension as one of your skills as well. So I just thought of that too. But, just be open to the things that you bring to the table, and don't just be so narrow-minded and say, I'm not going to work, or I can't get a job because I've been out of the workforce. You have to have confidence, and you have to believe in yourself before anyone else will believe in you. So when you're going into an interview, when you're doing your resume, look at you for who you are, what you have accomplished. Don't really compare yourself with everyone. That's not your job. That's going to be the company's job to sit here and see who's the best fit for what they're looking to hire. But at the same time, you can definitely put your best foot forward, and you can put down accomplishments, skills, training, education, hobbies, different things that you have experience in that are going to bring value to the company. Again, when you're creating a resume, when you're going in for the interviewing process, most companies are looking to see, okay, how are you going to bring value to us? And even when I was interviewing, you guys, I didn't necessarily just look at, okay, how many years have you done here? You're hired. It was more than that. You want to make sure that not only do they have experience with this, but when was the last time that you had to solve an issue? When did you have to show customer service skills? Like, tell me about that. Explain a time where you've had a situation where you felt like walking out, but you stayed. And why did you stay? And what pushed you to that point, and things like that. So employers are just trying to get an understanding of how you react to situations, what your experience has been, and again, what you're going to bring to their company. So listing volunteer experiences, internships, different things like that definitely bring value and help build your resume. Again, you guys, I just want to reiterate, working at a job and being an entrepreneur at the same time is definitely feasible. You have people, like I said in the beginning of the video, that work because they enjoy working and they enjoy running their business. And then you have people that are working to use that as leverage to be able to fund their business completely and work full-time through their business when that opportunity comes. And so you guys, I really hope this video helped, like I said before. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.